Greetings, Earthlings. Ludak here from the Daily Alien. We've got a good one for you today. Possibly the greatest troll we ever pulled on this planet. A bit of high strangeness, hide and seek. Grab your popcorn for Flying Saucers Over the Capitol. Dateline, Washington D.C. National Airport, July 19th, 1952, 11:40 p.m. to be precise. It was a quiet summer evening. Air traffic was light, and Edward Nugent, an air traffic controller, not a rock and roll bow hunter, was settling in for an uneventful night shift. But then, out of nowhere, 7 unidentified objects appear on his radar screen. But these weren't your average contacts. They were moving erratically and ignoring established security flight paths. Extensive equipment checks confirmed that the radar was working perfectly. Then things got weirder. Andrews Air Force Base radioed in to inform National that they too had 7 bogies on their radar screens. And just when everyone started scratching their heads, visual sightings began rolling in. Captain S.C. Pierman of Capital Airlines Flight 807, after departing National, reported seeing 7 bright objects flashing across the sky at unbelievable speeds. Confusion then turned to panic as the Air Force brass scrambled to respond. They couldn't let unidentified objects buzz around the White House and Capitol unchecked. President Truman would surely give them hell. The decision was made to launch 2 F-94 Starfire jets from Newcastle Air Force Base in Delaware. The Starfire was America's latest and greatest fighter interceptor, a sleek machine designed to take on Russian bombers at high speeds, perfect for chasing UFOs. Or so they hoped. But just as the jets arrived over Washington, the mysterious objects disappeared from sight and radar. The press had hoped to keep the whole affair under wraps, but how could they with fighter jets screaming low over Washington, D.C. in the middle of the night? The press was sure to get a hold of it, and they did. A national panic ensued. It seemed every newspaper in the U.S. was covering the story. The Pentagon hoped they could just write it out, and that it would all go away. And it did, until the following Saturday night. Just when everyone thought it was over, we returned for round 2. At 8:15 p.m., more commercial aircraft started radioing in visual sightings. The observations, both visual and radar, continued at pace throughout the evening, appearing and disappearing over the nation's capital until finally at 11:30 p.m., the Air Force had had enough. 2 more F-94 Starfire jets were scrambled from Newcastle. Captain John McHugo, the flight leader, was vectored towards the radar blips, but saw nothing. His wingman, Lieutenant William Patterson, wasn't so lucky, or unlucky depending on your perspective. Patterson spotted 4 glowing objects moving at impossible speeds and attempted to chase them down. Ground radar at National reported their speeds at 7,000 miles an hour, 10 times faster than any craft ever built by humans. Patterson radioed ground control in desperation. Washington National, this is Baker 2. They were all around me. What should I do? The response, stunned silence. Then, just as suddenly as they had appeared, the objects vanished again, perhaps back to a waiting mothership in outer space. By July 30th, public curiosity had turned into full-blown panic. The Pentagon couldn't ignore it any longer and held a press conference, the largest since World War II. Major General John A. Samford stepped up to explain the sightings away. His official explanation, weather inversions causing radar anomalies and visual distortions. No one bought it, especially us. And that would have been the end of the story. However, 2,300 miles away at the Palomar Observatory near San Diego, California, astronomers were about their nightly business of taking photographic plates of the night sky. Fast forward to December 2023. A Swedish astronomer, Dr. Beatrice Villarreal, reviewing archival observations made by Palomar Observatory, stumbled upon something fascinating. On July 19th, the same night as the first wave of sightings, 3 transient objects appeared in one photographic plate of the night sky, but vanished in the next plate, taken less than an hour apart. These objects were visually massive, so large that their size rivaled celestial phenomena like black holes at the center of galaxies. More shockingly, similar transients appeared again on July 26th, the night of the second wave, but this time there were 5. By the way, there's a great barbecue place near here. Their flab niblets are amazing, but I digress. Some skeptics theorize they must be satellites, but one glaring problem. There were no human satellites in 1952. The first man-made satellite wouldn't launch until Sputnik in 1957. Well, folks, quite the story, wasn't it? Nothing beats giving the Pentagon the business, and we would have gotten away with it clean if Bleeblop hadn't forgotten to turn on the fleet's cloaking device during our little joyride over Washington. That's right, I'm looking at you, Bleeblop. Comment below with your theories, like and subscribe.